This WBTV high-definition program is sponsored by Time Warner Cable. WBTV News at 11 starts right now.
I always told him I'd rather for him to bury me instead of me burying him.
A heartbreaking night. This Charlotte man will have to bury his son. The 17-year-old former football star was shot and killed trying to rob a cab driver. 17-year-old Ronaldo Smith made the last mistake of his young life when he pulled a gun on a cab driver in Steel Creek. Police have not decided whether to charge the cabbie, but if he had a permit to carry the weapon, it is likely a case, Paul, of self-defense. Good evening. I'm Tanya Bendixson.
And I'm Paul Cameron. Welcome. Police do not keep statistics, but folks in the know say about half the cab drivers in Charlotte carry some sort of weapon for self-defense. It's hard to blame them. Cabbies make an easy target for crooks looking for quick cash. WBTV Steve Trump live and on your side tonight in Center City. And Steve, I know you've talked to several drivers tonight who gave you some just terrifying stories.
Yeah, real scary stuff tonight, Paul. We're live right from the Square Trade and Tryon, and not a whole lot of drivers out on this night simply because it is the holiday. But we found one taxi that's parked right near the square, and it belongs to a driver who had to make a life or death decision.
I don't carry a gun now, but I used to carry one.
In some cities, making a living by being behind the wheel of a taxi remains a dangerous occupation. And Joseph Ryan is one local driver who continues to beat the odds.
In the years that I've been in this business, 4 or 5 robbery attempts, but I've never been robbed.
His taxi is parked near the square on this night. But word of Sunday night's botched robbery in South Charlotte where a suspect was killed by a cabbie takes Ryan back to a place nearly 20 years ago.
The guy he attempted to rob me and he cut my throat. And
right here?
Yeah, he wasn't successful.
Ryan fought back and the robber died.
I must say, that gun saved my life at least 4 times.
The city ordinance requires that you have training, and we want to have professional drivers.
Al Wheeler of Prestige Taxi teaches a safety class for cabbies in our city, but he also recalls visiting crime scenes and attending the services of drivers who became murder victims.
I've gone to too many funerals of taxi drivers being murdered. But we've brought that number way down because of professionalism and because of training.
While Ryan has sworn off the gun, other drivers do pack heat. But surviving an attempt does change one's perspective.
You have to be careful out there because there are people out there looking to get you.
Obviously, advice to be taken to heart. Joseph Ryan tells me that you have to think before you act and ultimately deal with the consequences. Live tonight from Center City, Steve Crump, WBTV on your side.
Steve, thank you. In some big cities, two-way bulletproof glass is required in all taxis, but Charlotte doesn't have such an ordinance.
New at 11 tonight.